Ice is an easy party drug. It's affordable, sociable, and smokable, and it doesn't have the stigma of heroin. It's cheap and it's highly addictive. In recent years in Australia, some strong forms of methamphetamine have started to become more available and more widely used. One of these forms is known on the street as ice. Ice is a high purity crystalline form of methamphetamine, which is also called shabu or crystal meth. Ice has only recently become popular in Australia, although its use has been common in some parts of Asia and the USA for a long time. When there is more good quality ice being imported, it puts pressure on the people who manufacture methamphetamine in Australia to produce a higher quality product, so the purity of methamphetamine powder made here has been increasing over the last few years. Ice is constantly described as a large translucent to white crystals or a coarse crystalline powder. Ice is usually sold in points because it's so strong that only a tiny bit is used at a time. Some people who use ice in Australia smoke it through this kind of pipe, whereas others mix it with cannabis and smoke it through a bong or heat it on aluminium foil and inhale the vapors. But many people who use ice in Australia inject it. Ice easily dissolves in water in the same way that any other methamphetamine form does. Side effects include feeling dependent on the drug, sleeping disturbances, weight loss, feeling scattered or agitated, and being depressed or anxious, particularly when the person is coming down off the drug. Some people also go through phases of experiencing methamphetamine psychosis, where they feel they can't trust people and may see or hear things that aren't really there. These symptoms can be very serious and are made worse with continued use of ice. Dopamine is released at any point where we do something that makes us feel good. Methamphetamine makes the brain release 1,000 times the normal level of dopamine. Evidence showing the extent of this problem is seen in the Australian Institute of Criminology survey, showing large numbers of people who had been arrested had amphetamines in their system, with ice being one of the most common varieties. Even worse, the survey showed the drug was of good quality and easy to obtain. Australia has one of the highest rates of illicit methamphetamine use in the world, and the highest use among developed nations. Around 2.5% of Australians over 14 years have used methamphetamine over the past year.